Well, we had another collective panic attack today, and I am in my blue suit, my blue jumpsuit. And I was in this blue jumpsuit yesterday when I was on the phone talking to somebody, and there was two of me, and one was a zombie me. She was dead. Okay, she was dead. She was living dead. She looked like she had been decaying for probably a month or so. She was on the phone. She said, "Well, I'm definitely dead." There was two of me. One that was alive, this one, and then one that was next to me, and she was zombie me. She was in this suit. And we had a collective panic attack today, so I'm wondering if that was from today. And that was a scene from the not so distant future. I don't know. But anyway, um, I did eat my meal. It's a little bit early for our evening broadcast, but we had a collective panic attack, so that's why I'm deciding to broadcast right now. I need a little bit of lotion. Hold on. I got this. This was part of the Future Earth delivery package. It's Olay. The light is just so bad you can't see it, but it's Olay collagen peptide and B3 body lotion. So I can use it on my face, but it's body lotion, so you can use it on your body as well. And I have 2 bottles of it. I guess I was overlaying it the other day with this one. I was going nuts trying to get some lotion out of that bottle and making y'all laugh. Making my friends laugh. My friends. Well, what do you know? I get along with myself. Okay, where do I want to start? Where do I want to start? Where do I want to start? The replacements. Where do I want to start? Brandon wanted to talk about protests. Brandon was talking about protests the other day. There's this protest he talks about on one of his movie interviews. I think is for I want to say Blade Runner, but obviously, clearly, it wasn't Blade Runner. For Rapid Fire, probably, which I don't think I've seen yet because it costs money. I could probably watch it downstairs. Let me check. Do you know where you're going, Liz, in 1993? That's what they just asked me. See, I get all sorts of weird questions. This was also from the Future Earth package. This is my deodorant. It smells lovely. Okay. What did I want to look up? Oh, rapid fire. See? Am I digesting, y'all? Rapid fire. Let's see. No, you got to pay to watch on all of them. You can't just like a freaking movie from 1992, a Brandon Lee film from 1992 called Rapid Fire, and I got to pay to watch it. That should be free. Why the hell do I have to pay to watch a movie from 1992 that isn't even that damn popular? Y'all are trying to make money off of my husband, off of my dad, and I ain't seeing any residuals from that. And y'all know that I'm related. I'm his blood. Y'all ain't sending me that money. Y'all need to be sending me that money if y'all want to pay. I think it was for Rapid Fire. The interview where he talks about Tiananmen Square. He talks about going to Tiananmen Square. And then he talks about the protests that they had there. And he said that the protest, and I looked it up. It was a protest in 1989 which wasn't that long ago in 1992. This one now makes me cough, and I don't think I have any water left. I might have to take it out. This it's mango flavored pouch, and I have to like do it in spurts, or it makes me cough, or it makes me like it's like chemicals, which I need chemicals. But anyway, okay, we're all having a collective panic attack today, and that was a continuation of it a little bit from the little patch. I gotta calm down again. Mango used to be one of my favorite foods when I was a child. Are we sensing a pattern here? It's just a panic attack. It's not an allergy, it's a panic attack, y'all, okay? All right, we need to calm down as a collective right now. As this is going through the chat, that this is serious. That the world is definitely run by Satanists. And it's going through the chat. And it's giving people panic attacks. Why wasn't I allowed to meet Paul Wesley in 1998 or 1999? Why wasn't I allowed to meet Paul? You know, because the world is run by gangster Satanists. All right, so Tiananmen Square. Yeah, I think it was for rapid fire. Tiananmen Square. It was a protest in Tiananmen Square in Beijing, China, and they rounded up all the protesters, and they killed them. They murdered them, and you can Google it. You can look it up. And it was in 1989. And Brandon talks about this out loud in one of his videos, and I hardly ever listen from the bottom to what he's saying with his words in his interviews, because I'm always usually talking to my father when I'm watching his interviews, and I'm listening to what he's saying from the top. But I started listening to what he was saying from the bottom. I think it was last night, and he was talking about this, and I looked it up because he was talking about it from the top and the bottom. And he said that after that protest, that I guess I'm going to say the global elite, the global Satanists, they started covering up the protests. And he said that the protests never changed, and I do tend to trust my Brandon. Okay, he said the protests never changed. The protests always end in that same exact format, in that same exact manner. But the global Satanists kind of do like a spell on it to make, and they call them peaceful protests. Don't they call them peaceful protests? And I think that casts like a spell on the viewers when they do protests, and so they don't see what actually is happening, because everything is an overlay, Becky. Everything is an overlay, okay? Your eyes can and will and do lie to you. What does y'all listen to me and Rion talk, right? Y'all listen to me and Rion talk every single fucking week, don't y'all? What does Rion always say? He always says planes are overlays of UFOs. They dumb it down for society. And that was the first thing I thought of when Brandon said that. Okay, that planes, a lot of planes are actually UFOs and they will dumb it down. They will dumb it down for you to make you think it's a plane. Okay, and putting a spell on society. That's black magic, isn't it? And it's the same way with protest. Brandon said they said that they wanted to shield my eyes specifically. They wanted to shield the princess's eyes from seeing that actually happen in real life. And so they put a spell on it and they call it peaceful protest now. And now it's an overlay of a peaceful protest, but it actually always happens the same way it happened in Tiananmen Square in 1989 with the same result. Okay? So I think that's interesting. They're dumbing down society with these overlays, aren't they? Okay. I want to tell y'all now. I want to tell y'all a story now that I got that out. That's something that my download that my dad told me. Um, it was Space Sister June. Got it. It was Julia Fox. Yeah. Okay, so they're dumbing down what people look like. People look like zombies right now. Okay, didn't I see it? All right, we need to start accepting that in reality, in base reality called 3D reality. We need to start accepting that. I'm already changing it by saying this stuff out loud to y'all. I'm already changing how society um, thinks by saying all this stuff. It's already updating how society thinks and how society processes things with their minds and their eye just by me talking about it. And that's why I talk about this stuff. Even if y'all heard me and my dad talk about it last night, it adds power to it if I say it as well. Because I'm the one molecule, okay? All right. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Why a lot of y'all don't trust your government if you look at it from that way, don't you? I wonder if we care is the really answer their answer, that we're looking for here today. I really wonder if we care. Um all right, so what was I gonna say? Okay, I want to tell y'all a story about how we met our brother David. How I actually met my brother. Well, okay, I want to go backwards and actually say how I met my sisters, Julie and Andrea. Okay, I'm gonna start that story. Um, I knew that I was, and this is this current timeline. Okay, but I want to tell you the story from the one molecule about siblings. So I knew that my parents had me, and then they got divorced, and then my mom remarried um, when I was 4 years old, and I knew that I knew that I was adopted, and then this other man was my father. And I think when I was like, I don't remember how old, but when I was young, he was on the front page of the newspaper, and I think we saved that newspaper. But he was on the front page of the newspaper with two little girls, and my cousin showed it to me. I think my cousin saved it. My cousin, my best friend Ian, and he came over and he showed it to me. I think his mom saved it, and it was the front page article. It was a big picture of him and my two sisters, my two little sisters, and I knew that I was adopted, and I knew that I had this other father, but I didn't know about these two sisters, and I think I was a teenager, like 16 or something like that, And so it was the front page of the newspaper, and so I read the article and stuff like that, and I was like, wow, I was shocked. I was shocked. I have two sisters I didn't even know about. Okay, so that's how I found out about Julie and Andrea. I didn't even know they existed. Okay, so that's how I found out I had two half sisters. I was raised here as a family with my siblings here in this house. And then I found out I had two half sisters because he got the front page article of the newspaper somehow. Okay. Then then I became friends with them when I was in my 20s. They reached out to me on Facebook. Um, Julie did, my little sister. She reached out to me on Facebook and asked if she could be my friend. And I said, yes, of course you can be my friend. And then I became friends with them. Okay. And then a few years later, I think Andrea texted me, something like that. Andrea texted me, we have a brother. And I said, what? What do you mean we have a brother? And she said, we have a brother. I said, really? Wow. And she said, yeah, we have a brother named David. And he was given up for adoption. So neither of his parents kept him. And so he was given up for adoption and he was adopted. But he's a brother from my biological father's side. So he's also a half brother of mine. Okay, so I think there's a lot of so there was a lot of hidden siblings in my life, and none of us really had sibling rivalry ever. So we were all very supportive and loving and caring towards each other. Um, I think in a general sense, a lot of the global elitists they have also a lot of siblings that they might not know about as well that come out sort of the same way, and um and so they might know some of them and they might not know some of them. You know what I mean? Like sort of like Arnold Schwarzenegger, doesn't he have like a half child, or not a half, but to their to their siblings or whatever. Him and I think Maria Shriver, isn't that their kids? Like they have a half sibling from the nanny, sort of like that. And there's like lots of stories like that where it's like a half sibling or whatever, and some of them come out and some of them don't come out. And remember, I had the dream that Bruce Lee had two sons prior to Linda, so that's another half sibling story. Isn't Bruce Lee and Arnold Schwarzenegger global elitists? You know what I mean? So I just wanted to talk about that from my specific story, and then I wanted to go general and say how I think that that could be seen in a general light as well. And we do have some case studies of that actually existing in we have some case studies of that actually existing on the physical plane we call 3D existence. Um, I think I talked about the twin story. I talk about the twin story, how that I could have been born in 1965 as Brandon's twin, and I could have just been continued sort of into the now, and I could be actually a lot older than I am, but I keep being put in that space activator. Um, so I think that there's probably a lot of twins in the world that maybe know about each other, maybe don't know each other. If you believe in deleted timelines, it's probably a lot easier to believe in that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, so there's a lot of deleted timelines there. And there's a lot of siblings that exist like that. And that I've had that experience in my life as well. So I don't think that's that weird if you have a sibling that comes over to your house a little bit later in life and says, I think I'm your sibling or something like that. I think that's I think that's kind of normal. But I think the global elitists are in on it. And, if they want to say that, you know, I have a husband and, you know, and apparently I'm not allowed to get married to him. And we're kind of wondering why, I guess is what I want to say. But anyway, let's not try to have a panic attack about it, about all the deleted timelines and how we're, um, how they try to, the global elitists are out of luck, I want to say, without my energy. So I think I kind of want to, go in that direction. Like they're kind of just going to be out of luck without my energy. And the awareness is growing. It's sort of like forcing us to try to believe that, like, this, the 3D reality is real when we clearly know it's not already, you know. And it's making a lot of people go crazy that I'm fighting back like this every single day. And they're like fighting to hold on to, any shred of 3D existence they can. Um, it's a World Wide Web, y'all. It's Spider Man. It's a Spider Verse, is what it is. It's the Spider Verse. That's the World Wide Web. It's the Spider Verse. Though, oh, you guys want me the penthouse in New York? I have memories of being in the penthouse in New York with Brandon. So I just didn't know which home he was talking about. And he said, "Oh, the penthouse in New York." Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, I agree. Let's go home to the penthouse in New York. I do have memories of that. And I've talked about it on here. But yeah, I just want to kind of talk about it to kind of take some of the guilt, I guess, away from that, and that you know, the shady global elitists are being dealt with obviously every single day. That's why we're talking about it. Um, yeah, so y'all want to keep it hush hush, and like y'all want to pretend that like this Christmas is normal. This ain't a normal Christmas. I mean, I know y'all's lives are not normal because I know my life is not normal. So I don't think there's any reason to try to like go back and pretend like I'm trying to live a normal life or whatever when it's clear that secret occultists are actually full on Satanists, and it's bound to get you to locked into a time that you don't want to be locked into, and it's sort of like denying that space is real and denying that space is in the room, and yeah, but it's still because that was another thing. All these like people were getting a lot of money during COVID or whatever. Okay, but you could have easily given donated some of that money back to the princess. You know, y'all know who the princess is by now. It's just crazy. It's just a little bit crazy. But yeah, Is there anything else I should add? The spirit cooking. Spirit cooking is not under the table, they want to say. It's full right out in the light. It's not being secreted to anybody. Okay? All your sins are done in the light. So there ain't no one that is hidden from. Okay, that includes stealing my data for money. That includes taking credit when you know you should give credit to the princess. Um, that includes trying to steer the narrative back into the satanic agenda when we've clearly had enough and we want to move on and integrate space into time. Um, I mean, everything is known, and I guess that needs to be said right now because there's a lot of people who are like, "You need to stop. You need to stop." Why do I need to stop? Everything is known. I'm not saying nothing that's not known. Your sins are on the table. So there's no reason for me to stop.